Okay, so the first thing we need to do is head over to my GitHub page, to the page of the project, and go ahead and download it. I've already got it on my laptop, so obviously I don't need to do that. And once you got it downloaded, fire up Xcode, and we are gonna open up Root Tracker. And so with Siri, really, there's two parts to it. There's you have your main app and you have your Siri Intents Extension. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead. Actually, I made a mistake when I was doing this before. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to go to capabilities and we are going to add the Siri capability, and it just does these two things. Once you've done that, the next thing we want to do is head over to the in the supporting files of this project. We've got info plist. We're going to add a key here, and it's going to be ns Siri usage description. And if it changes it, you know you've written the right thing. And on this side, you just give an explanation of what we're going to be using Siri for. And this is, you have to have this, otherwise you can't actually request authorization. We're just going to put workout information will be sent to Siri, oh no, Apple, sorry. Apple for processing. Cool. Oops, I forgot again. I always forget. Sticky keys. Keys. Oh, my friend. Enable sticky keys. There we go. All right. So that's all we need to do to get set up. Or actually, no, that's not all we need to do. We need to also go over to the app delegate, and we need to request authorization. Before we can do that, we have to import the intents framework, and head over here, and then simple call ion preferences. This is a class function, and request Siri authorization, and you get to pass it a completion handler, which takes in the parameter of Siri authorization status and returns wait. So we don't actually need to do anything. So what we're going to do is just for our own purposes, we're just going to print oops, sorry, you have to do this first. Status in no, in fact, we're going to do it like this, so it gives us the whole thing. Reflecting status, right? Cool. All right, that's all we need to do to get set up on the app side. On the other side, we need to go ahead and file, new, target, and we want to select Intents Extension, hit next. I'm going to call this Siri Extension, hit finish. No, we don't need to do that. All right, so that would have put intent handler and a plist for you. Before I open up the intent handler, I'm gonna open up the plist. Actually, no, let's go to the intent handler first. So as you can see, let me make this full screen. As you can see, we've got a whole bunch of code that they've gone and inserted for us. For this tutorial, I'm not actually going to go through any of this code, but if you want to learn about how to use Siri and you don't particularly want to do it with workouts, you want to do it with messaging, I suggest you take a look at this, because they give you a bunch of examples of how to actually use, how to actually implement the code that you need. We're not going to use any of this, and so really I'm just going to head to the bottom and select all of this and delete, and even this at the top, we actually don't even need this, so I'm going to get rid of this too. All right, so what we're left with is an empty file, and we have to conform to, all of these were for the messaging, so we don't need any of these, and we need this, and we also need the protocol that we're going to conform to. And as we're doing start workout, or as we're doing a workout app, we're going to start with just start workout, and later on in the tutorial, we're going to move on to do the other ones too. But for now, we're just going to put ion start workout intent handling. And I'm going to delete this as well. We don't need any of this. And okay, so we get an error because we haven't implemented the required functions. And I think you only need one for start workout, and that is handle start workout. So if you start to type the handle or start workout, you get the autocomplete. I'm going to delete that for now. Before we do anything in here, I want to head over to the info plist, and at the bottom we have NS extension. If you open it up, we have attributes, and here we have a couple of things. Intents restricted while locked. Those are basically any intents that you want to be restricted while the phone is locked, or the device basically. And intents supported. So here we have what's left over from the previous example, messages. So we want to go ahead and literally delete these three, or delete two of them, and I'll just change this one. We want to change it to the ones that we support. So for now, it's just going to be in start workout intent. Cool. Now we're actually all set up. So what happens is when a user uses Siri takes their request and then passes it into this function in the form of an intent. Now the intent, as far as workouts are concerned, has a workout name, and the workout name has, basically what the workout is called, as the name would suggest. So here, what we want to do is extract the name of the workout so we can start it. So we are going to do if let workout name equal intent dot workout name, and then in here, as you're going to see, the workout name is actually not a string, it's an unspeakable string which has a bunch of things associated with it. But for now, we're just going to use the spoken phrase, which is spoken phrase. Now what we could do is write if let here spoken phrase equal workout name dot spoken phrase, but this becomes kind of messy because of all these nested functions. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to use guard, and this for now, I mean, if you don't know how to use this, just copy the code for now. I'll do another tutorial on it later if people request it, but for now just copy the code. So we're going to do guard let workout name equal intent, or in fact, let's just skip that all out together. Do spoken phrase equals intent dot workout name dot spoken phrase else return. And so we can get rid of all of this and we just have one line of code. Now we have a spoken phrase. Now what you'd be required to do is to extract the spoken phrase or the workout name so you can figure out what workout it is and start it. But for this app that we have, we don't actually have any different workouts. We just have a running workout at the moment anyway. We're going to expand the tutorial, but for now we're literally just going to assume that we don't need to check what the user said. We're just going to launch the workout. So in order to do that, we do completion. In fact, let me make this a bit simpler. So we'll do let response equal in start workout intent response, and here we get to choose what the code is. As you can see, there's several different options. Continue an app means tell Siri to launch the app. Failure means fail, obviously. Failure, no matching workout, as you can imagine. Ongoing workout. Requiring app launch, which is a failure, but it says that Siri should launch the app anyway. I don't really know what ready you'd use that for. I don't know. Unspecified also, I don't really know what that's used for. But for now, we're going to continue an app. And user activity, we're going to ignore that for now, so we'll just put nil. And so we do that, and then we call completion response. And yep, that will launch the app. Now we have to head over to our app delegate, because when the app gets launched, what happens is we get a user activity object, and if type in continue, we need this one. We get this, and in that user activity object, we get an interaction, which is an intent. So again, I'm going to use a guard let intent equal user activity dot interaction dot is it interaction? What is this? Interaction dot intent as in start workout intent else return false. And then down here we are gonna do all right, so basically, if it's a start workout intent, we get the intent. We actually don't need it, as I said before, because we don't need the name or anything. We're just going to go ahead and start the workout. Now, the way this app is designed, we need to get the root view controller, and we can do that by doing guard let. It's actually embedded in the navigation controller, so we're going to do nav vc equal application. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Application dot key window dot root view controller as can't type today, as UI navigation controller, else turn false. God let tracker, which is the tracker. I'd suggest having a look through the project just to familiarize yourself with the different classes we have. God let tracker VC equal nav VC dot top view controller as root tracking view controller, else return false. Now in this, I can quickly go over it to show it to you. In here we have, where is it? We have a function called start, and this essentially starts the workout. And we also have another function down the bottom called update button for start, which is related to how I design the buttons, but you don't need to pay too much attention to that. But just know that in order to start the workout, all we need to do is the tracker VC. Where's my tracker VC? Tracker VC dot start, and then tracker VC dot update. Update. Where is the button? What is the name of that function? No, it is, what did I call it? It was where is it? Bear with me. Update button for start. Oh, like an idiot, I went and put it inside the function, so it needs to actually go here. All right, and update button for start. All right, so that is all we need to actually get set up. Now I need to run this on a device because what's going on here? What's the problem, mate? Oh yeah, return true. All right, so let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. All right, so I've now got the app on my phone, and I'm going to close the app and go ahead and make a request of Siri. So start a workout with root tracker. Taking time.
Root tracker will continue with your request.
And as you can see, it opens the app and starts the workout. But if you noticed, it didn't open automatically. It said root tracker will continue with your request, and I had to launch the app myself manually. So if I go ahead and end this and then close that, and if I start again, you'll see the reason for that is because, let me get this in focus, sorry. All right, so the reason for that is because I didn't specify the name of the workout. And if you check the debugger, which I'm going to show you how to do in a sec, what would happen is you'll find out the workout name is nil, and that's because we didn't specify. So if I say this now, start a run with root tracker. It goes ahead and starts it, and it launches automatically, and it doesn't say that root tracker will continue with your request. It just says start on your workout, and that's because we now specified the name. So the next step is to go ahead and implement names for our workouts. So I'm going to stop this. Okay, so I said that I was going to go and implement workout names, but instead I think it makes more sense if we go ahead and expand this to resume workouts and to also end workouts. So let's go ahead and one thing I like to do when I'm doing things like this is I like to put every separate framework that I conform, every protocol that I conform to in a different extension. So here I'm going to put intent handler, in resume. Oh no, in fact, let's put pause first. Pause workout intent handling, and then here extension dot intent handle, dot, sorry, in resume workout intent handling, and extension intent handler in end workout intent handling. And obviously in each of these it's just going to be straightforward and handle, and for this pause, and down here it's going to be resume, and for this it's going to be end. Cool. Now as we have different things here, so we don't actually have to worry about the start and the pause and the resume and the end. Siri actually handles that for us. So it will take us to each of the right calls based on what the user actually said. So for the rest of these, we can just go ahead and like literally do the exact, well, not the exact same thing. So in order to pause the workout, we need to check to see if our workout is actually running. And the problem is that our app, the route tracker, is actually a separate app to this extension. So there's no way of us just checking immediately to say, hey, is the app actually running? So what we need to do, the best way to do it is to actually have a shared framework, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it that way in this tutorial because that's a little bit more complicated. So we're going to do it in a really straightforward way, and we're going to do it with user defaults. Now, I'm not 100% sure if you can do this if you don't have a developer account, so someone should check that up for me. But what we're going to do is we're going to head over to, let's say, the activity manager, and then when we start an activity, we are going to store it, and we're going to store it in NS user default. So we're going to do NS user. In fact, no, let's not do it like that. We're going to do up here at the top, we're going to write private struct. No, I'm lying, sorry. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the bottom of this file. In fact, no, let's do this properly. Let's do this actually properly. So supporting files. Let's go up to here, file, new, file. It's going to be a Swift file. Next. I'm going to call this extensions and create. And all this is going to do is it's going to extend NS user defaults. So extension user defaults. Sorry, that's the Swift free name. Now in here, we are going to have a static var. Oops. And it's going to be called shared. So and it's going to be of type user defaults, and all we're going to do is return user defaults and suite name, and we're going to give it a suite name. You can call this whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and call this com.Kinechi, because you need to have a unique one, because if another app has the same one, you're going to run into problems. So I'm going to call this Kinechi Learns Code route tracker. Cool. Now, once you've done that, you need to head over to, this is an optional, right? Yeah, cool. All right. So now you can head over to our target route tracker, and we need to add app groups capability. And we wait till we get the 3 ticks. And this is one I have from something else. I probably shouldn't show you this because someone could go and brick my app by using the same thing. But all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add another one. Group. All right, group dot Kinechi Learns Code dot route tracker. All right, so I need to go back and change the code that I wrote to match that group dot. So it's not going to be com dot, it's going to be group. But let's wait for it to succeed. All right, succeeded. So now I can head back to extensions, and this needs to be group. Now, Kinechi Learns Code dot route tracker. Cool. Now I think we also have to go to the extension and turn on here as well. And we gotta select. Let me wait for the ticks. All right, cool. We gotta select it. Yep. And in this one, it's also selected. So what this now means is that we have a shared container for data between the extension and between the main app. So now I can head over to the activity manager, which is what I was going to do before, the shortcut way. And where we know activity manager, yeah, I want it here. All right, so we're going to have start. Where we start the activity, we are going to go ahead and save, use defaults dot shared. And we're going to save, dot set value, and we're just going to put true for key is workout active. Cool. Now we have to head back to the intent handler, and in here, pause workout intent. All we're going to do is we're going to do guard again. Guard let let's call it the same thing, is workout active. Sorry, I have to check the mic. Equal user defaults dot shared. Oh, all right. So another thing we have to do, I forgot, sorry, is go to extensions, and we have to make it accessible. Oh, sorry. Here we go, accessible. We have to add the target membership also to Siri extension. And now if I go back, what's going on? Yeah, so now it should come up, shared dot, what is it, bool we want, right? Bool, in fact, because it's a bool, we can just do it like this. Let is workout active equal bool, is workout active. So you can put the guard here. Guard is workout active. Else. Now in the else statement, Siri gives us the opportunity, as you probably noticed before, to do let response equal in pause workout intent response, sorry, and we get the code. So if a workout is already active, we can do we can pause. Sorry, I'm getting confused. This code that I'm putting here, sorry, let's put this at the top. So now when we start a workout, we want to go ahead and check to see if there's another workout running already. So we do this, and we don't want this. We want in start workout intent response, and then here we just go ahead and put failure ongoing workout, because sorry, I am getting confused. So we want to make sure the workout is not active. So guard not is workout active. If a workout is active, so in fact, let me just change this around because it looks confusing. So if is workout active, we are gonna let response equal in start workout intent response dot failure ongoing workout nil, and we're gonna call the completion with the response. Response, and then we're going to return. So this return means that none of this code gets executed. Now over here in fact, we can go ahead and take this out of here and put it here, and in here we want to go ahead and make sure the workout actually is running. So we want to do guard is workout active, else, and then we're going to have a response here as well. Response equal in pause workout intent response, and the code is going to be failure. So if there's no workout running, you can't actually pause the workout, obviously. So we're just going to do failure. and we're going to do completion response. Cool. And return. You always have to return from guards. All right, so we got that there. My keyboard is messing up, sorry. And okay, so that means if the workout is active, we know it's active, so now we can go ahead and pause it. So in that instance, all we have to do is just launch the app again. Oops, so we want to do the same thing. No, we don't need to check the workout name because we only have one workout. So we're just going to do let response equal im pause workout intent response dot continue an app nil again, completion response. Cool. Now we head over to the is it the app delegate where we did it? It is. All right, so here we have the code for launching the app. We have to go ahead and change this, and I'm gonna type above it first instead of deleting it initially. So what I'm gonna do is, in fact, we need to get the intent first. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna delete it. Guard let intent equal intent. All right, then we want to go ahead and switch. Oops, sorry. We want to go ahead and switch on that intent, and we want to do case is in start workout intent. We go ahead and do the exact same code we had before, which is this. Then case is in pause workout intent. Now we want to do in fact, we can go ahead and take this code out and put it up here as well, because it's the same for each one. We want to do tracker vc.pause. Oh, sorry. I forgot to make those public, so I need to head over to activity manager, right? And is activity manager? Sorry, no, it's the root control. It's root tracker view controller. All right, yeah. So I need to go ahead and make these all public, so I can access them. We can access them from the we can access them from the app delegate. So cool. Now we just do tracker vc dot pause. Let's clean this up a bit. Pause tracker vc. We're gonna have to go ahead and update the button. Oh, it's right here, so I can do this. Configure. It is gonna say resume. Actually, no. That is not gonna work. In fact, let me check the code for this quickly. Pause activity. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this code because that's what we need to do. This is probably, I probably could have designed this app better, but this app isn't really the purpose of this tutorial. So I'm gonna go put that there. Tracker vc dot, oops, get out. Tracker vc dot left. Cool. Now that should work to pause the app. Now we can go ahead and just type these for the rest because it's going to be exactly the same thing. So all right, so that should potentially handle all the scenarios that we have. Now I can head back to intent handler, and the same code that we have here, we're going to do the exact similar thing. In fact, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did in start, because no, we can't do start. Can we? Yeah, we can. It's literally the same code for all of this because we're not actually doing any checks. So, and for resume, we just want to I'm going to be lazy and I'm going to just launch a workout even if one isn't paused. Because, well, actually no, I already said let's do this properly. So let's do this properly. In fact, I'm gonna copy this code. Oh, sorry. There we go. Yeah, so here's workout paused, and we can go back here and do in resume. We're gonna go ahead and do guard user defaults dot shared dot ball for key is workout paused, else we're gonna do it like this because it's easier. That response type in resume workout intent, and then response equals in resume workout intent, response why is it giving me all of those? That's weird. Alright. Because I want to get my autocomplete, sorry. I'm addicted to autocomplete. Alright. So if there's nothing, we're just going to put failure. And no. And then completion. Response and return. And then what is the problem? That's why I didn't get autocomplete. Response. Yeah. And otherwise, we will just do response equals in resume workout intent response. Dot continue an app. No. Completion response, right? And over here for end, we need to check that it's actually a workout. So essentially it's the same code as the pause. You can go ahead and copy that. And here we just change this to in end workout intent response, and this one in end workout intent response. And yeah, I think that is it. That is the basics for getting Siri up and running. I'm going to do a part 2 to this tutorial where I go through the vocabulary. I would do it now, but the problem is you have to create a whole separate file, and there's some other stuff you have to do as well. So stay tuned, I'm going to make that. But let's run this and see what happens. All right, yeah, so there's one thing that I forgot, and we need to head over here again and add the ones that we added. So we have in pause workout intent, in resume workout intent, and one more, in end workout intent. Okay, so that's everything you need to do to get SiriKit up and running in the most basic, bare minimum fashion. There are some other things that I want to go through, but I'm going to go through those in part 2. In part 2, I'm going to go through resolving. So basically, if you specify a workout name, we need to check to make sure that workout exists, and then we can handle, all different types of responses. I'm going to do that in part 2. And also vocabulary, specifying a custom vocabulary, which is pretty much a similar thing. So I'm going to handle both of those things in part 2. But for now, you can go ahead and subscribe, like the video, share it, whatever, and stay tuned for part 2. But before that, let's quickly run this and see what happens. I completely forgot I could do this. So I've got the app running on my phone again, and now I'm gonna. This is the moment of truth, so let's try this. Start a run in route tracker. And as you can see, timer's moving and the run has been started. So let's go out and try that again. Start a run in route tracker.
Sorry, looks like you already have an ongoing workout.
Which is what we'd expect, okay? Pause my run in route tracker. And as you can see, it's paused. And let's try resume. Resume my run in route tracker. And as you can see, it's been resumed. Now, final one. End my run in route tracker. And there you can see, end the run. Distance is because of the GPS signal was off. Time 42 seconds. Hit done, and we're back to the home screen. So that's it for the tutorial. Stay tuned for part 2, because in part 2 I'm going to go through specifying custom vocabulary as well as resolving conflicts, when you're not really sure what the user says, and confirming as well. So make sure you stay tuned. That's it for now. Peace out.